Hey guys, welcome back. Mark here. Okay, so today, I want to start painting a scene like a sunset, sun in the background, and then a silhouette of a cowboy with a cactus and some land in the front. So what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to take a pencil, sharpen it a little bit. I'm going to take something round like a cap, a vitamin cap or something, and then put this up to the canvas and just sort of decide where I want to have the sun to be. Just sort of go around it. Just give us a basic idea of where the sun is. Try not to move it around too much. Here we go. So that's my basic sun shape. Now I want to paint, what I was going to do is I'm going to paint the whole sky and background first, let that dry, and then come over it with the silhouette of the cowboy and the cactus. So I'm going to take my palette knife. I have some red, yellow, and white, and a little bit of alkyd medium to make the paint flow a little bit and to make the paint dry a little faster. So I'm going to take a little bit of white, touch of yellow, touch of that medium, and come up here and fill in that area where the sun is. So I go around there and fill it in with the knife. There we go. It's hard to get it perfect, but we can always fix it later. Go in there with the palette knife. So that's my basic sun shape there. Now, I'm going to take more of the yellow. To that paint I just mixed, I'm going to take more of that yellow, mix it with the white, a little bit of that medium, make our color a little bit more yellow than what I was just working with, and just sort of go around it. Just sort of go around it. I might have to put this up here so I have a little bit better angle at it. Sort of go around it, like that. I want it basically smooth because it's a sunset scene. A nice smooth background. Around the top. Oops. I need to hold it because it's going to move around on me if I don't. Come down there. It's really as round as possible. It's a little bit difficult to do. We'll get there. Usually I like to have a lot of texture in the sky, and this one I don't. I want it pretty smooth. There. Almost like it's painted with a brush. Sometimes we think that palette knives only make texture, but you can make smooth things. You can make it look smooth with a palette knife also. There we go. Smooth that out there. Okay, so now we have our sun, yellow around it, and I'm going to Add a little bit of red to it. Start to make it a little bit orange. Just a tiny bit orange. Still mostly yellow. Then I'm just going to go around that. Just go around that area I just put in there. Tough to do with a knife, but we'll get there. Usually when you paint something like this, it's with a brush. This is a palette knife painting. And with the palette. There's a little bit of an orange kick to it. I'll bring it right up to that previous layer I put on, like that. Then just let it sort of go out from there. I don't have to worry about the bottom too much because there's going to be land down here. I just spread out the paint that I have on there. Go all the way around like that. A little bit of dried paint on there. Sorry, because I didn't get it on the tube. So that's that layer. Now we need to make it a little bit redder. More yellow, more red. Set up good on the palette off to the side. And go around there. I don't want it hyper strong. When I want to calm it down a little bit, I add a little bit of white like that. That was a little bit too strong. That. So I just added a little bit of white, kind of brought it down to not too strong. Around there. I'm not worrying about the bottom too much because it's going to be laying down there. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of burnt sienna. Burnt sienna and a palette. A little bit more white. I want sort of like a reddish sienna color on the outside. White. So I have a little bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to mix that in with the color I was using. So I'm going a little bit more towards the sienna color and a little less towards the red color. I want sort of a duller color that's out towards the edges. So that will cool it off a little bit out there. Sienna, right over here. Get up towards the corners. A little bit of yellow, medium there to extend it a little bit. And white. Yeah, like that. Over here. There we go, get it filled in. Maybe a little bit of red, a little bit more red down here maybe, just to kind of break it up a little bit. Over here. Really rubbing the paint in there. Extend it in, make it smooth. Over here, a little bit more red, a little bit white. Gives us a little bit more of a pink color. white. Yellow down there. Just trying to get it filled in. So I'm just gonna wipe my hands and wipe the knife, get as clean as possible here. The next step. As clean as I can. Now, every area here where I change the color, I'm going to go in the middle and mix them together a little bit. Give them a little bit better of a blend. So right in there, right between the two. I just keep wiping the knife off if I have to. Start from the light color and work it to the darker color. Use a little bit of a circular motion to help bring it together. It should soften that transition right in there. Right down there. It doesn't have to be perfectly soft, just basically soft. Every time you go out, you want to wipe the knife off because you don't want to bring that darker color into the middle. There we go. See how I'd soften that right in there? Now there's a transition from orange to this reddish color. Do the same thing, just kind of go up in there. If you get too much paint on the knife, just keep wiping it off. And that'll bring a little bit of a softness in there. I'm using either a round motion or a circular motion. Keep wiping the knife off. Here I'll hold the canvas if I have to. There. Try not to touch this part with your fingers, which I almost did right there. See, now I have dark on my palette knife. If I come back in here, I'm going to taint the middle area there. Oops. And over here it needs to be blended a little bit better. Come back up there, keep wiping the knife off, so I'm going to bring that dark in to the middle. There we go. Now I'm having a nice soft blend. Now I have pink out here with the orange. I'm going to bring that together a little bit more. Try to keep my arm out of the way. I noticed in the last video I had my shoulder in the way a little bit too much. Try to keep it out of the way more. And did it do over here? A little bit nicer soft blend here. There you go. It's blending out pretty good. And a little bit of a softer, oops, a little bit of softer blend in here. There, just gotta blend that out a little bit better. A little bit of a softer blend out here where this pink paint is. I'm trying to get rid of the canvas greens. I want the canvas green to show through. A little bit's okay, but just try to take most of it out of there. And just kind of look at it, see where I want it blended better. I think right up in here. Use a little bit nicer blend right in there. A little softer right in there. And over here. Fix this shape right here a little bit better. Take all the strokes out of there as much as possible. Blend it in. Alright, so over here is going to be land, so I don't really have to worry about that too much. Over here I want a little bit of a softer blend right in here. Keep wiping the knife, taking that dark paint off. Like that. Make sure it's clean every time you go back in there. Got a little bit messy that time. Let's go back in there and clean up that blend right in there. I'm seeing a little bit too many strokes in here, so I just want to take those out a little bit out of there. That's soft and blended. I don't want to see caked up paint on the final painting. So I'm just going to taking that off there. And there you can see a couple of those pencil lines coming through there. I'm going to get rid of that. You don't have to keep working it forever, but just try to make it nice and soft in there. Okay, so I'll stop here. Probably not going to get any better if I keep playing with it, so I'll stop right here, and then next thing to do would be to let this dry and then draw the cowboy, draw a cactus over here, draw a horse, and we'll get there. So I thank you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.